Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you to my new subscribers. Shout out to you. I have 70 subscribers now. I'm so happy. Thank you to my new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Alright guys, don't forget once again to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell so you can get each one of my videos in regards to notifications, in regards to whenever I do a new video, okay? Alright, thank you, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So just to go over this information with you guys. So by now I'm sure you guys know that I am an author on Facebook. And I'm an author on Amazon. And then I have my author page. Well, I don't have an author page for Instagram. But I have an author's page for, for Facebook, which is More Urban Fiction Please. You're free to join. You can ask me questions either on YouTube or on Facebook. You can ask me, and questions would need to be directed to, you can ask me questions in regards to leaving comments, but more, I don't know, certain questions, my inbox, and certain questions in the comments section. So I'll leave it to you to figure out what it is that I'm talking about. I can't really go into too much depth without making this video extra long. So just to go over this information with you guys, I want to kind of keep this video like kind of short or whatever, because I want it to be short, simple, and sweet. But how I feel about the whole situation in regards to my upcoming novels, as I stated to you guys before, I am going to be writing on racism. Now, when I write on racism, I'm going to be writing about the Civil War. Once again, I won't be writing about the beginning, of slavery. I am from the South, so I will also be talking about natural hair and how it has been, a very political movement since the Civil Rights Movement, the Black Panther movement, things like that. I will be talking about natural hair and what's happened in the past, well, since I've been natural for almost, I went natural completely in 2010. And I haven't put any chemicals in regards to relaxers or the curly perm, which is the Jerry curl. I haven't put any of that in my hair either. The most I've done, which has been dye, hair dye, and most of it's been semi-permanent and ammonia-free recently. And that's because before I didn't realize the dangers of ammonia, so I was still using hair dye, but that was only due to not knowing. But as far as being natural, not having any chemicals in my head in regards to perms or texturizers, I stopped doing that 9 years ago. The reason I talk about my hair journey is because I want to write a book on hair journeys and what it's like to have natural hair and be criticized for it. Sometimes in our own communities, sometimes but mainly outside of our community. So sometimes it's within the community, but mainly outside of the community. And usually the people that are criticizing you about the natural hair are people of the older generation, because they were, so ostracized when it came to their natural hair in its natural texture and its natural form, that to the point where they wanted to stay away from that. They wanted to move away from that. I will also be talking about children with natural hair. Now, when it comes to little boy's hair, my hair is designed. It's more than a hairstyle for me. This is art for me. So my hair is designed. I just want to let everybody know what this type of hair is. First of all, this is yarn. It is not weave, but it is yarn. Now, to my African American brothers and sisters and my African brothers and sisters, I don't have to explain the reason why I have yarn in my head, because you all already know the reason why. But to those of you that don't, in regards to African Americans and Africans, it's the symbolism of African hair threading, which grows the hair. So we're going to stop there, because everybody's not meant to know that secret. That's just between us. But I want to go back to young black boys wearing their hair shoulder length. Now, when it comes to the biblical shoulder length hair, which is the hair that I believed that I believe, that Samson had, and the hair that I believe that Joshua had. I believe they had shoulder length hair, beautiful shoulder length hair, like nothing, you know, like nothing ugly. The same thing with John the Baptist. I believe that he had very beautiful locks, even though he was considered to be a wild man. I believe that his hair was beautiful. Now, he had what we call freeform locks. And I used to believe that freeform locks were ugly, but no. Every hair form has a beautiful texture to it. Every hair form can be made to look beautiful. But there is something different about African or Afro textured hair and African hair. There is something different to it. People say it's like sheep's wool, yes. But the best fabric on earth is sheep's wool. Not cotton, not any other fabric. The fabric that will keep you the warmest is sheep's wool. Period. That's it. So just to go over that information with you guys, I just want you guys to know that when I'm writing my stories, I'm also coming from my point of view on certain topics. Certain topics I have actually lived. Certain topics, no, I haven't actually lived it. It's just a fairy tale. So with the story that I'm writing now, being it, and this is going to be kind of a long video, but you know, I have to talk about these things. But when it comes to the story that I have now, which is the Heart of a Thug story, I want to take you into the mind of a person that you believe is nothing but a thug. And I don't want to make him a person that's puffed up either. I don't want to make him a person that has the outlook of a thug, but on the inside he's really a coward. No, that's not what I want to do either. What I want to do is I want to take you into the mind, the psyche, if you will, of a person called a thug all their life. So they put on the act or the persona of a thug, which is an ignorant, loud, disrespectful person with no love for their culture, no love for anything but their own demeaning hatred, ruthlessness, and overall power that will one day be their greatest demise. That's a thug, in my opinion. And the greatest demise of their power, thinking they're so powerful that nothing and no one can stop them. Not even divine intervention from Yahweh. You know what I mean? So I want to take you into the mind of this so-called thug that I created. He's a fictional character. He's not based on anyone that I know. He's completely fictional. The girlfriend that he has that becomes the fiance, that becomes the wife, she's completely fictional. She's not based on anyone that I know. All of my characters in this novel are completely fictional. They have nothing to do with anyone that I've ever known. Period. They're completely fictional. And they may have names that match some people, but again, it's completely fictitious. But what I want to do is I want to take this black man who has all of these problems and issues, and I want to bring him out, letting you know that he still has a soul, he's still a human being, he's still a man with a good heart, and more importantly, out of all of the things that he's done, whether they be good or bad, he is still a man. Not an animal, not part man, part animal, no, he's still just a man. In regards to the wife, I want to do the same thing with her. She's still just a woman. Everything that I'm doing with this new novel is I'm bringing to the forefront, no matter what a black person is like, in my novels at least, they're still human beings. They're still not to be confused with your dog or your cat or your lion or your tiger or your monkey or your ape. And I hate when I hear people say that. That's just like, that's the most disrespectful, racist thing you can say. Am I going to have racism play a big part in this book? Sure, absolutely. My first 3 books, I chose not to talk about race. Race is a very touchy subject. And it's touchy because it's very painful for a lot of people, mostly for Black people, in my opinion, but it's touchy for a lot of people, meaning it will injure a lot of feelings, but it has to be done to show the realistic thing that's happening here in America. It has to be talked about in more than just my novel. See, a lot of novels that I've read in the past have shown like a fictitious form of happiness from beginning to end in regards to African Americans and how their lives are in America itself. And this is portrayed on more than one side. This is portrayed on both sides, like racism doesn't exist. And it still does, even in 2019. I will be talking about that in this new novel. Now, do I give a specific time frame of where these people are, as into what time and where they're... I give a specific on their location. Their time frame, no. The things that they will have will show you what the time frame is. You have to pay attention. So if I mention smartphones in my books, you know that they're in the 21st century. But and they're actually in our time. But if I mention things like a horse and buggy, you know they're in the 1800s. So that's how I set the timing of my novels. I don't give you 1876. No, I give you, she was wearing a lace dress up to her neck, clasped with 3 buttons. She had on a maid's uniform, socks up to her knees, flat heel shoes, and she was wearing, for her hair, a white cloth tied around her hair. We know she's a slave. Pretty well dressed slave, but we know she's a slave. So I'm detailed in my books, but I'm not detailed in regards to, I'm not going to give the year away unless I'm doing a period piece book. Meaning if I'm going to where I'm going to set the book back in time, if someone's reading a diary or letters, then I'll set it back and I'll say August 22nd, 1902 or 1926. So that's when I'll do it, when I'm going back in time with the story. But if it's not going back in time, no, I'm not going to do that. If it's our present time, then I'm going to say they pulled up in a Rolls Royce and blase, blase, blah. Such and such took out their smartphone. This person caught an Uber. That's the type of things that I'm going to say nowadays for people that are in today's time. If you're not in today's time in my novels, I'm going to describe the time that you're in. And it's up to the reader. This is how I challenge my readers. It's up to you to tell me approximately what year we're in. I like to challenge people that read my novels because I've always been a firm believer. If you are not going to challenge someone's brain, why are they listening to you in the first place? If you're just going to say the same thing that everybody else said. So everybody reads my books and thinks, oh, she's just writing another ghetto fairy tale type book, or it's just going to be the same as everybody else's. So no, everybody writes differently. Some people write cliches and they're completely fine with that. I'm not okay with writing the same story that somebody else wrote and just rewriting it. No, I like to be original. Even if we wrote the same story, the ending is going to be different. The way they get to the ending is going to be different. So basically, even if I wrote the same story as you, the beginning, middle, and end are going to be completely different, but just with the same character names. So we won't have the same story. It may be along the same lines, but we're not going to get to the same conclusion as well. Your person may live happily ever after. My person may die at the end. And I am going to be writing some novels like that where individuals may not make it out. They may end up dying at the end of, and they may be the main character. And they may end up dying at the end of the novel. Reason being, everyone doesn't have a happy ending. We all hope for the happy ending. We all hope for the best. But I have to be realistic with my story. Some people don't make it to their happy ending. It's a sad fact of life, but it's true. And some people make it to their happy ending. and then they destroy their happy ending. So we have to tell the truth from all sides. We can't just tell one person's truth. Everybody's not going to have a happy ending. Some people are, and they're going to destroy it, and then they never find it again. Some people are going to have a happy ending, and that's going to be the end of the story. Some people will have a happy ending, they'll destroy it, and that'll be the end of the story. Some people will have a happy ending, destroy it, and then get the happy ending again, because that's also life. I have seen many people, terrible people, but they still find a happy ending. Whatever that may be. It could be their finances, it could be their spouse, it could be anything that they desire. They will still get their happy ending, even though they are terrible people. It's just mind-blowing when you see things like that. But I hope you guys really love my novels. Again, they're on Amazon.com. If you need to look me up by name, that's Shantina Henderson. Look me up on Amazon.com. Look up the Caught Up in the Game book series. Please buy the books and make sure that if you're not going to buy it at first, go ahead and get the sample. Read the sample. If you like the sample, then buy it. You don't have to buy it. You can read it for free on Kindle Unlimited for $0.00. So $2.99 or $0.00. And then the first book is $9.99, but everything else is like $2.99 and then $0.00. So you can read it for absolutely free with Kindle Unlimited. There's really no lose situation to this. Everything is a win-win situation when it comes to this novel and the three before it. The only difference with this novel is I'm going to be touching on things like racism and showing your true feelings, which is not only hard for black men to do, it's hard for all men to do. Most men don't like to show that side of vulnerability. I'm also going to be talking about, in one of my future novels, not this one, but in an upcoming novel, how men desire women that are not smart. And trust me, this is an actual issue. And I don't mean like, how can I put it? Like Ivy League smart. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean smart at a lesser scale, like clever smart. A lot of men don't desire clever women. I will be talking about that in one of my upcoming novels. Now, if you disagree, as a man, black man, any man of any other race, you feel free to comment, respectfully, might I add, because I won't take any disrespect. That's not allowed on this channel. But if you want to comment in regards to men not seeking smart women, just let me know, But again, let me know respectfully in the comments section. But again, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell so you can get all the notifications for whenever I drop a video. And I'm sorry this video has been so long. But thank you guys so much for watching. And have a great day. Bye-bye.